Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel, and today we will be learning what exactly system design. Okay, so in very simple terms, system design is the process of planning and defining how a system will work internally from its high level architecture down to individual components so that it meets functional and non-functional requirement like scalability, reliability, performance, and security. So, in very simple terms, what exactly the system design is? It is about turning your requirement into working a scalable system blueprint. Let's say I wanted to build a online food ordering application. So what I do is I will sit and decide what are the requirements are needed. I need a user interface. I need a payment gateway. I need add to cart, like I need items to order the food. So thinking, setting, noting down functional and non-functional requirement, uh, that complete blueprint, that is called as system design. So now let's understand what is the main key part of the system design. Okay, so this is a very big pictorial view. Let's start with architectural solution. So in architectural solutions, what we do is we are deciding overall architecture, whether my system or my application, whether I should go for monolith architecture, whether I should go for microservices architecture, or shall I go for event driven architecture, etc. Then also here you are choosing the technologies, like which database I'm supposed to use, which caches I'm using, which queue I'm using, which cloud service I'm using, like Oracle, AWS, GCP, Azure, which is suiting my current application. For example, I'm choosing microservices architecture using API gateway plus load balancer for large scale application. Okay. Next comes is our component design. Okay. Let me just annotate it. This is the, yeah, one second. Yeah. So next I will be talking about this component design. Okay. So this part which is focusing on breaking your entire system into smaller modules, like what kind of services I am using, what kind of database I'm using, caches, or who will be the background workers, like who will be the developers who are working on which part of your application, and who will be testing the code. Do we have the test environment? So those all things will be done in this component design. For example, for my application, I need a authentications system where user is logging in. For simple authentication, what all things you can think of? You need your email ID, you need your mobile number, then you need a OTP service, right? So those all things. User service, then let's say I need a order service, then I need a payment service. So each of these services will be having certain responsibilities, right? In payment service, the responsibility of that module is the payment should be done smoothly, right? So that is what we are using the we are doing the component design where we are actually defining individual modules. Next, I will be talking about data flow and interfaces, right? So this module, this is defining how data is moving in the system. So let's say I'm logging into the system, my username, everything is stored. So how we are getting that data? Are we using APIs? If we are using APIs, which way? Are we using REST API? Are we using GraphQL? Or if it is a email service, or we are using simple message service for OTP and other thing, are we using any message queue? How database is interacting, how actually we are storing the data. So those all things will be done in this part, that is data flow and interfaces. Okay, then next part is scalability and performance. That is very very important. Let's say I developed applications and right now 100 users are using the application at the same time. But how system is going to react when 50,000 users are using at the same time, or 1 lakh or 10,000 users? Is our system is scalable? How it is performing? So, to ensure the system is handling growth and load very properly, it is very much important to like understand how scalability and performance and monitoring is done. So there are different things will be discussed, which I will be explaining in upcoming videos, like horizontal versus vertical scaling, then caching strategies, why exactly we need caches, then load balancing. Then, for example, let's say I'm using Redis for caching and auto scaling for when peak traffic is there, or I'm using some other tool. Next, let's discuss about these things: requirement, design, and implementation. This is nothing but a life cycle of a system design. Initially, we come like understanding what to build, what exactly our requirements are. Then we are noting down functional and non-functional requirements. Functional requirements is nothing but the features which we are using, the payment gateway, the how the user interface will be, etc. And non-functional requirements are like the system should be always available, the system should be scalable, and latency handling. So these all things comes here. Then next part comes is the design. In design, what we are doing is creating architectural diagram, choosing which tech stack we are using. For front end, am I using React JS? Am I using TypeScript? Am I using simple HTML, CSS? And for backend, what exactly am I using? Which database I am using? Like those all things comes in this design part. Also, what are the important modules of your application? Defining APIs. So those all things will come into this design part. Okay. Next comes is the implementation. This is the place where you're actually, what you're doing is converting your entire design into a code. Okay, so whatever you require, noted out the requirement, you have created the blueprint here, and that when in implementation part you started developing it. So here the things will come like deploying your code, monitoring and optimizing your code, etc. Okay, so next, so we are done with this. 1 minute. The next question comes is why system design matters. I can write my own code, right? Why I should follow these strategies? Why system design is matters? It's because first thing is we have like scalable systems, reliable system, efficient systems, and maintainable systems. So in simple terms, it is building efficient and maintainable system. It is preventing performance bottlenecks. It is making systems scalable for future growth. And it is essential for the architects and senior developers. Why it is so like? Let's say if you follow a few strategies for developing system or developing some application, what I mean is, let's say you created a different code for different modules, and one main function is calling those modules. So when next developer comes or someone else is working on your code, some other developer, that person know where to troubleshoot it. Instead, you wrote your entire code in only one module, and let's say it is having 10,000, 20,000 lines of code. It is really difficult for anyone to debug that code. Okay. So in very simple terms, in single line, what I can say is system design is nothing but it is the practice of designing scalable, reliable, and efficient software system by defining their architecture, components, and data flow and performance strategies. So that's all about today. In upcoming videos, we will be seeing more and more videos of system design like HLD, LLD, and we will be actually designing few systems. So thank you.